Hey everyone, it's Sam. As promised, I have an eyebrow tutorial for you. It's taken me a little bit of time to get this done. This is going out to my newsletter subscribers. So I did a kind of before and after of forgetting to do my eyebrows a couple weeks ago, and I have some products that I love. So if you are blessed with really great eyebrows, that's great for you, and probably all you need is a brow gel. This is from a company called Unique, and I really like it. It just kind of tames those kind of crazies. What happened with me back in the 80s, I had like really great brows, because we all did in the 80s, courtesy of Brooke Shields. And then we went to the skinny brows in the 90s and the early 2000s. And I had a mishap at a waxing that left me with very, very little on the sides. That and what many of us ladies of a certain age start to experience is some hormone and thyroid changes. And by the way, losing your brows on the outside here and up in the very top of your forehead up here can indicate that you may have some thyroid issues. So please make sure you're getting your blood work done. That's my little PSA for the day. But so let's talk about fixing the eyebrows. So I always like the definition of an eyebrow. I think it opens up the eye, it makes you look less tired, it makes you actually look a little bit younger to have those finished. So the products that I like are by a company called Anastasia, and Anastasia has a huge focus on perfect eyebrows. They're a studio in Beverly Hills, and they're really famous for kind of shaping up the brows and giving them a great look. The difficulty when I started to color my hair red was finding the right brow pencil. And while I love all of Anastasia's colors, they are the only company I have found that has a great color for redheads, either natural or dyed red. And I have had redheads actually approach me and ask about where I get my brow pencil, because it's a great color. This is called Auburn. They've also had a color called Straw Burn, which was a little bit lighter. The most important thing when you're choosing your pencil color is to go a little bit lighter than you think that you should. You don't want brows to be like super, super dark and bold. So this has a little bit of a reddish tint to it. I don't know how well you can see that. But it's a little bit lighter than my own hair color, and it actually appears like it's going to be a little bit lighter than my brows, but it is not when it goes in. I usually have two sizes. This is a traditional pencil, and it has the brush on the other side. And then I have their precision pencil also, which is like a twist up, and this is super skinny. What I like about this is that this is good to draw it in almost as individual brows. So that is the great part about the precision pencil. First and foremost with your brows, if you're going to be tweezing or getting a wax or whatever, is to make sure that you don't go crazy with what you have. And the rule of thumb is if you take a pencil along the side of your nose and go up, the inside of your brow should come to that line. And then if you take the same pencil out to the outside of your eye and line it up, the brow should come across there. Now you can see that I'm very straggly in there, and it doesn't really do that. So that's where I want to focus on filling in and making sure my brow comes out to the point where it should. So the first thing I do then, once everything's shaped and cleaned up, is get everything sort of brushed into place. And then I'm going to do the precision today, so I can give you guys a better look. I have my mirror over to the side, so excuse me if I kind of jump out of shot for a minute. I just want to double check. Okay. So you just want to gently fill in and create the curve along your brow line. So what you're doing is just filling it in. Little lines. Sorry, I got up out of frame there for a second. But little lines that will fill in. And if it starts to look a little thick in some point, just take the brush and it actually smooths that out. So you keep doing that, filling in little movements. You do not want it to look like you took a crayon to your face. And then you brush it through. Let me make sure I got this right. A couple more right in here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Just filling in a little more. You can square it up a little bit if you want. Give it a little bit more definition going across. Can you see the difference between the two? How the one just really shows what's going on with my eye makeup, and the other side is still really light there. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just fill in. I actually have a couple of family members with like a little scar running through their brow from kind of bumping into something when they were younger, whatever. And this is a way to kind of fill those in. And I gotta tell you, ladies, I do this with my contacts in, and I cannot see it very well. So that's why I keep checking over in my magnifying mirror to make sure I'm not missing anything here. I should do this without the contacts in. There we go. So you just keep filling it in so it's got a nice curve going across. Natural. Doesn't have to go crazy. You know, there's lots of girls with these big brows, and that's great if you're Cara Delevingne. I am not Cara Delevingne, so I don't need those big crazy brows like she has. And she also has like blonde hair and then does the really, really dark. So I think you can see the difference on how that turned out and that shape. We've got some lighting going on here, so you can't really tell how that's worked out. You just keep short strokes, like I said. And any mistakes can be sort of brushed out. And when it's all done, in case you have any little crazy flyaways, you can go back to your brow gel and just fill that in, and it will set them. In a pinch, this is a good one. If you don't have a brow gel with you, take a little bit of hairspray onto a brow brush, and then I'll get it a little bit damp, and that will also hold your brows in place. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks.